everyone. Welcome to tonight's call. This is training week number 4 of the GPS system, the Global Prospecting System. My name is Dave Nabratsky, and we are going to cover in the next 30 minutes our health survey, a really exciting feature and resource, part of the GPS system that all our subscribers get. So tonight we're going to talk about a proven duplicable system of how we can recommend and where do we start. Youngevity is an incredible company with 4,000 plus different products. That's an incredible positive thing for us, right? We're not limited to any particular category or any particular genre. We can really help people on a wide variety and different ways depending on what their needs are. But in order for us to have success, one of the keys is making sure that we have a proven, duplicable system that is easy to learn and easy to teach other people, so that when we talk to people, knowing that we're at our core a health and nutrition company, but that when we talk to people, we've got a system of trying to say, okay, what are their symptoms? And based on that, what products do I recommend for them? We don't want to become health experts, right? We've got Dr. Wallach for that. So we put together a very powerful system that is very, very automated. Of course, there's, like with all things, there's things that we have to do to help follow up, but the system is set up to do so many things automatically for us and help people get started, okay? Remember, a confused mind does nothing, so it's important that we simplify things as much as possible. So health can be very complicated, right? Dr. Wallach has categorized or has kind of classified symptoms out there based on the 900 different chronic diseases that he has studied into 4 main health categories, which are hard tissue, soft tissue, blood sugar, and digestion. So we're going to talk about how this system, the GPS system, offers you and gives you a health assessment survey, how it helps your customers self-assess their symptoms, and then the system automatically will recommend products so that they know where to start, okay? If we really want to help the Youngevity mission, right, which is to help as many people as possible gather their health back, we must have a simple system that is easy to understand, easy to follow, and easy to teach other people, right? It's got to be a very duplicatable system. We don't want to have to become the health experts, right? We've got Dr. Wallach for that. Where Youngevity is definitely at its core, a health and nutrition company. We've got many verticals, right? But at its core, we're a health and nutrition company. And so rather than trying to understand all the different diseases and all the different products and how much to give and whatnot, we use Dr. Wallach's logic in a very, very simple system that helps break up and kind of categorize the symptoms that our prospects or customers have. And then we, based upon those categories, Dr. Wallach has put together for us certain products or packs and recommendations that go along with that. So we're going to lay a foundation first tonight. We're going to talk about the 4 health categories, which are hard tissue, soft tissue, hard tissue, meaning like bone and joint, soft tissue, heart, brain, skin, things like that. Then the third one is blood sugar category. And then the fourth thing that we find that a lot of these diseases and symptoms fall into is the digestion category. Okay? And then we're going to save the best for last, which is the GPS health assessment survey. So what you get with as a subscriber to the system that takes all the things that we learned, this entire survey, the questions to ask, and it's going to help your prospects and your customers self-assess their symptoms. And then the system is going to automatically recommend which products to start with, okay? This is so important to understand, but we've got to lay a good foundation here first. So let's first talk about what we should and shouldn't say when it comes to health, all right? We never talk about diseases and products together, or diseases and the company together, okay? Regulatory boards and FDA says, if it works on a disease, it has to be a drug. And if it's a drug, it has to have a prescription, in order to give prescriptions, we've got to have certain licenses, right? So where we are not, we don't treat and diagnose people's diseases, we can certainly help understand what people's symptoms are and then tell them the products that support those symptoms or those systems and categories, okay? So someone may ask, I have a disease, whatever it may be, and what product should I take? Well, we never answer that question, right? Instead, we've got to rephrase it. We ask something like, would you like to know what products we use to help, support our bones and joints, or our blood sugar, or our kidneys, or whatever it may be? Okay? So again, if somebody says, hey, I've got some issues with arthritis, we never talk about arthritis and one of our Youngevity products. We talk about things that we can do products to support bone and joint support, or to offer bone and joint support. If they talk about ALS or Parkinson's, we're going to talk about brain support. If they talk about diabetes, we're going to talk and rephrase it to blood sugar support. Celiac or Crohn's would fall into the digestion category. If they talk about cancer, what product should I take? We're not going to tie in products to cancer, because to the disease. Instead, we're going to talk about products that they can use to support their immune system. Okay? And kidney disease, we can simply refer to it as kidney support. So if we want to help as many people as possible to get their health back, we must have a simple system, right? That's easy to understand, easy to follow, and easy to duplicate and teach other people. The last thing we want to become, truthfully, is health experts, right? We've got Dr. Wallach in place for that, with his 40 years of science and research and certifications and medical degrees. We want to make sure that we just basically help and direct our customers what products they should start with to help them to regain their health. So the key to success in Youngevity is to simply follow a proven system of helping other people with their physical and financial health. How do we do that? We do that by following Dr. Wallach's 3 steps for health. So we're going to talk about these 3 steps. Step number 1, which is identify the category. So we're going to talk about what things are breaking down based on their symptoms. And then according to that, that will put them in one of the 4 major categories. And then step 2 is to simply let them know what products that you should start with and give them the appropriate pack and dose. And then step number 3 is clean up your diet. So we're going to lay a foundation as if you went through this process manually or just face-to-face with the client. And then at the very end, I'm going to talk about how the system does this all for you electronically. And it's such a powerful resource if you will tap into it. So let's talk about the 4 main categories. The first one is hard tissue category. You can see there's going to be questions that they self-assess themselves. They rate themselves based on the severity, right? 0 if they do they have any knee or shoulder or joint pain. If they don't, they would put 0 in this first column here. If they 1 is rarely, 2 is occasionally, 3 is often, 4 is almost always, and 5 is severe. Okay, so they'll rate themselves on a score, give themselves a score from 0 to 5 for each of these categories, or each of these questions within this category. Do they have back pain, neck pain, stiff shoulders, headaches, and so forth? Okay, and the system is automatically going to calculate everything for you. Okay, so that's step number 1 in the hard tissue category. The next category is the soft tissue category. Okay, so they're going to rate their severity on a scale from 0 to 5 in each of these categories. Next category is the blood sugar category, and then the final category is the digestion category. So in step number 2, it's simply doing the right thing in the right amount, right? So is dosage important? Absolutely. If you have a flat tire and you were to ask, how much air do you need to put into it to repair it so it works properly, how would you answer that? Well, obviously it depends on the size of the tire, right? And so Dr. Wallach has determined that based on our body size, based on our weight, will determine the actual doses that we use and recommend with the particular products. Okay, so very, very simple. We'll come back to that, how that's broken down according to body weight. So in weeks past in our training, we've talked about some of the landing pages that you get as part of the system. Right, so here's the landing pages. This is the back office. So here's just 10 of, actually I think it's 11 now. 11 landing pages, and we're here in the next about 2 weeks. We're going to release several more. And we're constantly working on more and more to represent the many different categories and different genres that we can offer at Youngevity. Right? People can then fill out their information, to request information, to fill out their name and email and phone number to request information. And then from there, they're redirected to the website. So what the system does is, with the landing pages, you also get a replicated website, a marketing site, if you will. This is different than your corporate site. And why do we offer this, and why do we have it? Well, the reason, again, I know this is reviewed from those who have been following our training in weeks 1, 2, and 3. But the reason is that when we get a prospect or a customer, it can be very confusing if we first send them to our Youngevity site, right? The replicated site that we get by enrollment, which is username.youngevity.com. And the reason for that is they get there and all of a sudden they're bombarded with 4,000 different products. They're bombarded with things about the opportunity. And so it can be very confusing to people to say, okay, gosh, where do I start? Where do I shop? And what are kind of the first steps to get started? So what we want to do is and plus if we send people to our corporate site, we have no idea if they went there. And if they did go there, we have no idea what they watched, what were they interested in. So if we can send people and direct people to our website through landing pages, we can track everything that they do. The system will track it and store it digitally in your back office. It'll even notify you in real time. We've got iPhone apps and iPad, and it can be text message, email, however you want to be notified. And it'll let you know when there's activity on your website. Okay? When people fill out forms, you'll let them know when people open up emails, when people watch a video. It'll even tell us how much of the video they watched. Why is that important? Well, certainly if someone watched 100% of a video versus someone that watched 3%, meaning they started it and then kind of got out real quick, it really filters for us who is a hot lead, who is someone that's taking more activity, that's showing more interest. Those are the types of people that we want to let the system kind of filter over time so that we know where we should spend our time first and where we should typically put our efforts. Okay? So one of the things that I do, one of my favorite landing pages is the missing mineral one. So I drive a lot of traffic to this page because I just love this interview. It's a 30-minute interview. It's a little bit longer. Normally our videos on landing pages are really short, like 2 or 3 minutes. This one's a little bit longer. But here's a great interview with Dr. Wallach that really talks about the need for supplements and vitamins, and are all vitamins created equal, and things like that. So it gives a really good foundation to 90 for life.
Can you get all of the nutrition you need from today's food, or do you need to be taking supplements? Well, some people swear by multivitamins. Others say they either aren't effective or actually can cause some harm. Makers of a vitamin pack called 90 for Life say their product provides 90 essential nutrients for life. Dr. Joel Wallach has a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and a doctorate in veterinary medicine from the University of Missouri, Columbia, and a doctorate of naturopathic medicine from the National College of Naturopathic Medicine in Portland, Oregon. He was also a nominee for the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his stunning discoveries in the use of trace minerals to prevent catastrophic diseases in newborns. He's also referred to as Doc Wallach. He realized that traditional medicine was very flawed in its focus on treatment rather than focusing on preventing disease through proper nutrition. This was something he learned and was essential in veterinary medicine because there is no health insurance for animals. Striving to provide Americans with a new view of health and healing, Doc authored Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the book tells the story of Doc Wallach's journey to discovering the importance of proper nutrition. It goes into how degenerative diseases are linked to specific mineral and vitamin deficiencies. He's our guest on the show today. He's here to talk to us about health, the importance of proper nutrition, and what people can do to stay healthy. We'll also talk about the 90 for Life product produced by Youngevity and the value of supplements. Welcome to the program, Doc.
Well, thank you, Gary. Appreciate your hospitality. I'm happy to be here.
From there, people can fill out their information, and then they're redirected to the website. So here's that video again. They can then, as they scroll down, they can learn the 3 steps to health, which includes this free health assessment. So when they click on this, what it's going to do, it's going to walk them through the 4 main categories that Dr. Wallach has organized for us, okay, which is hard tissue, soft tissue, blood sugar support, and digestive support. So what your prospect or customers do, watch how simple this is, okay? All they're simply doing is they're self-assessing the severity of their symptoms. So you'll see here's kind of our scale here at the very top. 0, they're going to read these symptoms, right? Do they ever have knees, shoulder, joint, back, or neck stiffness. If they never have it, they're going to score it as a 0. They can hit a drop down. If they rarely, it's a 1. Occasionally, it's 2. If they often have these types of this type of pain or stiffness, then they would do 3. And if they have it always, it's 4, and then 5 would be if it's severe. Okay, and they're simply going to go through each of these areas and then give themselves a score. They simply click next. It's going to take them to the next category, which is going to be soft tissue. Or I'm sorry, this is blood sugar category. Do they have cravings for sugars and sweets? Do they get sleepy after meals? Excessive thirst or sweating? Do they wake up during the night? Do they take any blood sugar medication? Do they have trouble concentrating, feeling sad or hopeless? Difficulty losing weight? So again, they're going to rate themselves. Click next. I really should probably be replicating as if I'm taking a survey, so maybe I'll do that here in a minute. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's just say that I've got a lot of dry cuticles. Often I have trouble, dry throat, and let's say I've got a bunch of age spots. Okay, I'll click next. It's going to take me to the next category. Right. So one of the things I love about this is that none of us have to become health experts. We simply get people to self-diagnose their own symptoms and just report the areas that they're having symptoms. So that Dr. Wallach can, through his logic, can then tell them what areas they potentially have a nutritional deficiency in, and then we can then match products to help support those nutritional deficiencies. Okay? So digestion category, again, they're going to go ahead and rate there. Click next. So now we've filled out all 4 sections. Now the system automatically calculates their score, does some particular logic, and does some averaging and things like that. So it's not just the highest score, which, by the way, if there's areas that they have 4 and 5 in, that's typically the area that we're going to start in. However, if they're scoring themselves 4s and 5s in multiple categories, I would say 2 or more categories, they typically have a problem with digestion. And so that's usually the first place it starts. But because I answered the questions the way that I did, the system automatically says, hey, based on your responses, Dr. Wallach put you in the following deficiency categories: soft tissue. So I can have some deficiencies in some of the essential fats and cholesterol, or my omegas 3, 6, 9, and selenium. So now the system, based on those deficiencies, is automatically going to recommend to your prospect or to your customer what product to start with. Okay? So in this situation, it says it recommends the Brain and Heart Healthy Body Start Pack. If they answered high scores in the digestion area or the blood sugar area, then a corporate approved video that matches those deficiencies would pop up. I'll go ahead and play that for you now, just in case some of you aren't familiar with it.
You want to hear a staggering stat? Every 25 seconds, someone in America has a coronary or heart event. Wow. Now you can see why heart disease is the leading cause of death among men and women. And obviously the heart, the grand central station that has all the oxygen to supply our body, is something we do not want to be messing with. Well, let's also not forget about the brain. The incidence of neurological diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's has steadily been on the rise. Brain health, function, cognition, activity, not just brain exercises like Sudoku are important, but so is exercise, actually more powerful. But we also need to feed the brain the nutrients it needs to develop, and then also protect it from all the toxins that can destroy it. So you're probably thinking that it seems a bit odd that we put 2 such unique areas, the brain and the heart, in one pack. Doesn't seem like there would be much of a link. But when you look at the nutrients that support these 2 areas, you'll kind of understand. First off, the pack contains Ultimate EFA. They're a very powerful blend of healthy fats. The omegas 3, 6, and 9. It's the reason why you're told to eat more fish, and with good reason. Because 2/3 of your brain is actually made up of fats. But not just any fats, but these specific types of fats. And we've put it in the most bioavailable and concentrated forms in our pack. Well, these same fats are also extremely beneficial for heart health. Omega fats have been researched and shown to reduce inflammation, decrease triglycerides, lower blood pressure, and a whole host of other heart-healthy benefits. But the real jewel of the brain and the heart pack is Ultimate Selenium, a blend of powerful vitamin antioxidants. Every day, you're obviously using your brain and heart, pumping blood, thinking, solving the world's problems. Well, all that stress creates a whole lot of toxicity. Those toxins need to be neutralized and quickly shuttled out of the body. That's why the antioxidants are so important. They keep your heart pumping and your brain thinking.
Video is so powerful, so we want to make sure when people self-assess them that we then say, okay, here's your deficiencies, and now what do you do about it? So most of these are about a 2 or 3 minute video. All right, so we educate them, we give them a quick introduction, an overview of the products that are recommended for them, which are always going to be the Healthy Start Pack, right? The core 90 for life. And then based on the category, there'll be 1 or 2 specific products to help better support those particular areas. All right. If they go ahead and click Buy Now, by the way, this is where it is then tied into your corporate replicated site or your online store for them to shop. So you see how easy we just made that? We took them from the health survey to then determining what they're deficient in, giving them a quick 2 to 3 minute corporate approved video to introduce the products, and then create a way for them to go right to the store. So instead of having to land on your Youngevity site at the homepage and then say, where do I go from here? We've got to make it as simple, right? As simple as possible with the least amount of clicks. So this is where they can click Buy Now from the retail site and go ahead and buy that, or from the wholesale site. Okay? And then they can scroll down and learn more about step number 3, which is cleaning up your diet. Right, we want to make sure they know it's not just what you put in your body, it's also what you avoid. So we want to talk about some of the good foods as well as some of the bad foods, things that can be very, very detrimental to not only our digestive system, but to our body systems as a whole. In our day and age, we have more things than ever that damage our digestive tract, right? From genetically modified food to pesticides to, and this has produced, gluten intolerance was like crazy, right? Is gluten intolerance going up or going down? It's definitely going up. And so we've got to be very aggressive to make sure people supplement right, but that they also avoid the foods that are really, being destructive and causing their bodies to have a lower chance to absorb the good nutrition. Okay? So that's the survey. So when customers fill out the health survey, you're not only notified in real time, and not only is it stored in your back office, but it's also emailed to you, a copy of the survey. So as you can see here, it will give you their information, their name, email, their phone number, and then it tells you exactly how they answered each question of the survey, and it will digitally store that, and it can send out automatically to do this every 30 days or 90 days or 120 days so that they can track their progress. But it walks them through the different categories. They rate their symptoms based on the severity from a scale from 0 to 5. And then at the very end, it calculates that, tells them where their deficiency is. And then it also reminds you, I already showed you kind of how it shows them which product that they should start with, but it also tells you so that you know and have record of, hey, the system, based on their symptoms, it recommended this particular product. Here was their score. And then it kind of gives you an overview. So that way you can better follow up with them. Okay? All right, everyone. That's tonight's training. I hope this was helpful. So again, what a powerful resource to have the health survey for us, to help us have a very simple way to not have to become a health expert. Let Dr. Wallach do that, but to walk our prospects through a very simple step 1, step 2, step 3, and so that they can know where to start based on the many different products that Youngevity can offer. Okay, have a great night, everyone. Look forward to next week. We'll see you then.